Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. My mobile setup has been nothing but a nightmare. So I'm using my AirPods as my audio. So let me know if you can hear me. I guess put a one if you can hear me. And I'm assuming you guys will be like, we can't hear you if you can't. So thank you for joining me at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, everyone. I am going to play the little intro that I made, and we will hop right to Tell All 3. Tell All Part 3.
For a narcissist, there's a cycle where you love bomb and then there sort of is a waning and then you almost kind of like destroy or hurt them. And then to fix it, you come back in and you love bomb. And so there was kind of this cycle.
You use the word narcissist. Are you saying Cody's a narcissist?
No, because I am not qualified to diagnose him. But I guess everybody will have to decide. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I read pop culture. I have no idea. But it does seem like there's quite a lot of similarities.
I am so Janelle. I felt so seen. Like, I am not a professional, but I consume pop culture, so kind of a professional. I don't know. But yes, I am in Boston right now. We have been doing all the things. Today we went to the Tea Party recreation, and it was so much fun. I literally spilled the tea. I'm absolutely thriving in Massachusetts. But let's see, it's really cold today and shit was popping off in the Karen Reed trial. My plan is to do a drive-by of 34 Fairview tomorrow and possibly check out the buffer zone. So I am planning on making a video if all of that goes according to plan. So I will keep you guys posted on that. Salem was so much fun. It is so funny here in Massachusetts. Like, I did not appreciate the level of traffic that is Massachusetts. California, Los Angeles, heavy traffic. Like, I am no stranger to traffic. But when something is 10 miles away, I think max it's going to take a half hour to get there. In Boston and the surrounding areas, no, that means an hour and a half. And that is truly depressing. And the traffic has been just maddening. But other than that, Salem, that that is brave. I heard all around town yesterday that there are actually people that live in Salem that leave during the month of October because of how busy it is. It was busy in June. So I can't imagine how busy it is. I do love an entire town that can commit to a theme. They have really just gone with we are the place where the witch trials happen. We did a trolley tour, and on the trolley tour, we saw the high school from Hocus Pocus and Allison's house. Like, what was the outside of Allison's house, which I don't think has been painted since they used it for the movie, but I digress. Anyways, part 3 of the tell-all, I watched it this morning at 5 a.m. and I was so satisfied. I've heard different content creators over the course of the day. I've heard other people's takes, and I know that overall, this is not the Real Housewives. We're not bringing receipts. We don't have binders of receipts. We're not exposing anything groundbreaking, but I am so satisfied anytime the topic of finances comes up, just to see how stupid Cody looks. His excuses are so nonsensical. He puts a bunch of words together and thinks like, let me just get this sentence out. And let's see. Got my last tattoo in Salem. My husband is getting a tattoo tomorrow. I don't know where he's going, but that's when I'm going to do my boots on the ground reporting. So I'm going rogue. So that should be fun. I've been to Salem in October. It's a lovely town. Everyone was very nice. I really want to be here one year for fall foliage and do like that kind of drive through like Vermont and New Hampshire and stuff. But I think we're going to make this a yearly trip, and it's probably going to have to be in the summer when the kids are not in school. So we will see. North Street Tattoo in Salem asks for woo. Okay. And maybe it's just woo, but I'm saying woo. I'll let my husband know. All right. Let me bring up my notes. Hold on one second. My very first note, you guys, Robyn's pissy attitude 3 hours into this tell-all, I'm over it. I am so over it. She is so bothered by having to answer questions. And I'm just like, ma'am, this is the only source of revenue for your family. So like, I'm sorry. We can all sit here and bitch that you guys don't give us any tea, that it's boring, what have you. Show up, put a smile on your face. We're going to talk at the end when Cody is like literally saying he doesn't want to talk about certain things, or he's bitching that all Christine and Janelle do is shit talk him. It's, hello, sir. They are showing up for work. That's what happens when you make your family your job. Christine and Janelle are showing up for work. Robyn's pissy attitude, I am so over it. When Robyn walked on, you could see her rolling her eyes as she was walking on to speak with Suki. Yep. Sorry. I clicked that again. She is seething, and the way she said it was stupid. Okay, Robyn. Yeah. Sarah, watch how in a clip with Mary's friend, the friend says she introduced Robyn and Cody, and then at a scene for the next week, Mary says she never introduced them to Suki. Which is it? Yeah, well, so I think we're getting a little bit of like Sister Wives lore history debunked. I think that Mary was always under the impression that she introduced them, and then this season we had, I think it was in the earlier half of this season, we had Cody and Robyn telling us that they met at church or something, and that was how they first met. And so now I that's my perception, is that now Mary is like, no, I guess I didn't introduce them. I don't know. All right. I so am missing my little Bluetooth mouse right now, so pardon me while I just hop around. So we jump into finances right away. Me at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, I am awake. I am attentive. I have my calculator out. Let us go. This is what I'm here for. And we start off right off the bat with Coyote Pass. And you guys, I know that Suki, we were all about Suki last week, and then she did that interview with Sarah Fraser. I have not watched it yet, so just full disclosure, but I've seen like some Reddit comments, and I've heard people like in the Facebook group talking about it, that it was kind of disappointing in the sense that Suki seems to really ride hard for Cody and Robyn, or just ride hard for all of them in general, and that obviously it's like, how can you not see what we see type of reaction is what I'm inferring from people's reactions to Suki's comments on the Sarah Fraser podcast. But I still thought that Suki did ask, I mean, obviously this isn't like a week to week installment, like this was all shot at one time. I still think that Suki's questions were more hard hitting, and I appreciated them. Hold on, sorry, my hair is a mess. Okay, so let us see. I didn't watch the Sarah Fraser interview either. It sounded like it'd make me mad. Yeah, oh, Suki really disappointed. I'll have to watch it. The Sarah Fraser interview was terrible. I'm gonna go watch it. Um, I don't know how Sarah Fraser. I would be too scared to even ask. But I don't know how Sarah Fraser landed because she's interviewed Mary and Jen, or maybe just Mary, maybe Mary and Jen. I forget. But anyway, so she's landing like actual cast interviews. That's awesome. But clearly to me, so I was thinking, oh, Suki, when this was like, oh, Suki is going to be on the Sarah Fraser podcast, I was like, oh, that for sure means that Suki is out as tell-all host. But if she was on and she was like defending Cody or Robyn or blowing smoke up their ass, then I think maybe not. And from what I've heard, she like likes Cody and Robyn. I don't know. I don't know. All right. I actually didn't mind it, but I tried to disconnect mentally when she stood up for Cody in the Sarah Fraser interview. It's like we all have to like kind of just disassociate a little bit when that happens. Let's see. Cynthia, you saw the whole or listened to the whole interview. I listened to the whole interview or watched it, and all she said was that Cody or Robyn could be nice. She wasn't hating on them like everyone wanted her to. Yeah, and that's hard too. Like when you know, because I've seen Suki say that she's seen comments, and when you know that people want you to react a certain way, I actually appreciate the fact that she isn't just like playing to the audience, that she is trying to like have a conversation with these people, because that really is when you watch one of my favorite shows of all time is Criminal Minds. And I love watching how these behavioral analysts talk about like, this is such a so-and-so's personality. This is the way you need to talk to them if you want a hope of getting any answers out of them. So I think Suki is honing in on like, in order to like get anywhere in conversations with people like Cody and Robyn, she has to play it a certain way. So, let's see. Sorry, texting my husband. We're all a little discombobulated. So Mary updates us on the property. So at this point in October of 2024, when the property was, or when they shot the tell-all, the property is paid off, but now they just need to figure out how the fuck they're going to divide it. Luckily, we know now that they re-proportion everything, so it's all as equal as it can be, and then it's been sold. Sarah, Criminal Minds is your all-time favorite show. My daughter Penelope is named after Penelope Garcia, because she is like one of my all-time favorite TV characters. And I just love the name. So thank God we know that Coyote Pass is paid off. But Suki is like, why is there so much distrust in the family over Coyote Pass? And this is where we do get some tea. So we see on the show where she meets up, where Mary and Janelle meet up on the property, and Mary is talking about being afraid of Cody's wrath. And Mary is telling Suki that she's just seeing some of the stuff that Cody is saying for the first time. So something that really pissed Mary off was Cody telling Realtor to the Stars Justin Bemis that legally these women don't have to agree with anything he's doing. And Mary is like, well, I don't like that. And Cody says, quote, I see it very different than those complaining about the money. Cody's ability to just believe things that aren't reality is, it would be impressive if it wasn't so like it's actually detrimental to people. Like Cody's belief system, Cody's reality actually hurts people. So therefore, I can't be like, you're just Delulu, live in your own little world. It's like, no, guy, you gotta stop. This is an excellent point. No one trusts anyone. Cody cultivated the distrust. Yes, he pit the wives against each other when they were married, and then he was pitting them against each other even when they were getting divorced by doing things like calling Mary his favorite ex-wife. He's intentionally trying to pick favorites. And one of the last I don't know if it was the part 2 or part 1 where Christine calls that out. She goes, he's trying to pick favorites even when we're all getting divorced from him. What's that about? Yeah, he's pitting people against each other and cultivating a environment of distrust and paranoia. Okay. Mary's worried about getting Cody's wrath if she asks questions. And apparently back in Las Vegas times, Mary got a whole earful when she dared question why Cody and Robyn decided to divide the lots the way they did. And Janelle confirms that Cody would get angry whenever she would ask about the property. It is mind-boggling to me how this property even came about in the first place. Like, the amount of stuffing down or ignoring internal red flags that these women had to do in order to just stay married to Cody or stay on Cody's good side. It's astonishing because and we hear, like, even in this installment, we hear them saying, like, all these things that they did against their better judgment just to keep a happy husband. It wasn't even like they knew it wasn't for the betterment of the family, but it was to keep Cody happy. And it's sad and it's so astonishing. One of the biggest news picks for me was that both Mary and Janelle experienced having arguments in Las Vegas about Coyote Pass. So yeah, like Coyote Pass was never a positive move for anyone, not even Robyn, because what Robyn got ultimately what she wanted, but it was at the expense of all these women. Like, Coyote Pass really shattered the illusion. When everyone was in Vegas with the houses right next to each other, at least the kids were relatively happy. The wives, at least, like, I guess, knew where Cody was if he wasn't at their house. And at least there was like cohesion to the family. Mary is like, you guys can't boot me out of the family if I'm like in the middle of the cul-de-sac. So, but with uprooting everyone and then forcing everyone to buy property, that's really when it was like, okay, we need this influx of money. So, the other thing that really was eye-opening to me in this episode was when Mary talks about bringing her accountant in and saying, I had to bring my accountant in and show them my books to have my accountant tell Cody and Robyn, hey, this is all that Mary's actually contributing. So stop treating her like a piece of shit, basically. Oh man, this would be the dream. I want them to publish their finances. The ultimate dream. Oh man, that really would be. And actually, at one point, let me skip ahead in my notes. I said that all these people with, this actually, I think we can talk about it now. With all this talk about Janelle being the bookkeeper and stuff, I literally put in my notes that all of these people are so lucky Janelle was in charge of their books, because when I know that the Chrisleys just got pardoned, woohoo, good for them, or whatever. I don't know. They didn't kill anyone, so I really don't care that much. But um they're not like Diddy, right? So anyways, someone's gonna be like, Sarah is so happy that the Chrisleys were parted. That's not true, but I also just don't really care that much. But hold on one second. But with all these people going to jail because they can't fucking do their taxes, or they don't want to do their taxes, Cody and Robyn especially should send Janelle a thing of flowers every year. That thus far, being a public family, 15 years in the public, that their asses haven't been like dinged or taken down for like at least tax fraud, because I am confident that Cody and Robyn have no idea how to properly do their taxes. So, in that regard, they owe Janelle. Oh man. You don't want I don't watch the actual episode. I just tune into your videos. There are plenty of shows that I don't watch 90 Day Fiance anymore. It's really sad, but that show, I'm like I'm hurt by the turn that show has taken, because I used to find so much joy on Sundays watching my 90 Day Fiance and my Sister Wives, and I think that's why it was always easier for me to stay up for Sister Wives, because I was already up watching 90 Day Fiance. But now it's like I don't even watch 90 Day Fiance, so it's like I have to, I'll be in bed like zoned out on my phone already, and then I'm like half asleep by the time Sister Wives comes on. So it's a mess. But yeah, I listen to still some podcasts that cover 90 Day Fiance, and I haven't watched the show in like 2 years. So, oh man, early 90 Day episodes were so good. So good. Ace and Caitlin on their Shit Talk podcast. I don't know what their June schedule is for sure, but in May they were covering the Danielle and Muhammad season of 90 Day Fiance. So good. So good. We were really didn't know what we had, I guess. I think, Valerie, they were a victim of their own success. There's just too many spinoffs. And I just saw the cast release for HEA. HEA has never been my favorite, but it's literally like Lauren and Alexi. You guys have been on the show for 20 years. Like, what is happening? And then other people too. Is Andre and Liz or Elizabeth, are they coming back? I don't know. But anyways, it's people, it's like, come on. When they brought back like Tiffany and Ronald, I was here for that, because it's like, oh, we haven't hopped in on them in a minute, and they are a train wreck. But if you're like happily married, this is why 90 Day this is why Sister Wives works. Yeah, I like them as people. And this is why people always talk about the My Five Wives guy, and like that show got canceled. Now, I will say that I inherently am a bit sus of just men in Mormon fundamental polygamy setups in general. Because I think if you give anyone a platform for long enough in that dynamic, dark shit's gonna come out. I think about the Winders from Seeking Sister Wife. I follow them on social media still, and they look like so happy and loving, but I can't help but think like, wow, if they were on the show for long enough, what would have come out about them? So I know that people like to compare, I think his name's Brady. I never watched My Five Wives, but I've heard that he was like the nice version of Cody, or like the guy who actually like gave a shit about his wives version of Cody. But given long enough, who knows? Who knows? Brady and his five wives are still together. He did a good interview with the notes to oh, I'll have to go check that out. I missed that. I think this year, or was Escaping Polygamy one of the two. Okay, I'll have to thank you for that tidbit, Cynthia. I'll go look for that. And if and when I find it, I will post that in the Facebook group, and I'll post it in the community tab on YouTube. Oh, Marsha, I would so watch more Polyfamily. Matt and I are so sad that show's over. But that show Virgins starts tonight, so fingers crossed. A bunch of 30-somethings that are looking to lose their V card. What could go wrong? And only one guy. I found it really interesting that it's 3 female virgins and 1 male virgin. So hopefully that means like it won't be too creepy. That's just like my initial thought, but who knows? I could be totally wrong there. All right, let's jump back into the show because I did see the comment, what about Cody shutting down on the financials? Yeah. And that was when all the word salad started coming out. And it was like, bro, I know this is all English words, but I don't think any of these go in the sentence that you're putting together. Lisa, Virgins, and it's just called Virgins, is on TLC tonight at, I think, not 9 o'clock. Hold on one second. Let me see. Virgins, TLC. Not Virgin Atlantic. Virgins, TLC. Okay. Let's see where to watch. Not 9 p.m. Eastern on TLC. Oh, hold on. My live feed just cut. I wish Suki would keep on track. He completely would keep Cody on track. He completely dodges questions and derails, and she just lets them. Yeah. Yep. And I think that is part of what's Suki gonna do? I did appreciate, and they kept it in the last installment, that he was like, I'm gonna shut you down, or I want to shut you down. And she was like, no, you can't. And he's like, yes, I can. I'll just not answer. And he looked all like a doofus. And she was like, what are you gonna act like a baby? I loved that. So the look on his face when he was talking in circles about the money just screamed lying. And then he said sex and money are usually off the table, but I guess not. Yeah, so I guess that was always the sacred cow. Cows in the family was, this would be the dream, to see the unedited interviews. So you guys will have to let me know. It was before the 90 Day Fiance, before the 90 days. During COVID, so it was like one of the COVID tell-alls when everyone was filming remote. It got the unedited version of the tell-all, which was like 11 hours worth of footage, got released, and it was such a gift because Sean Robinson is sitting there and she's like, okay, Barb. Okay, a producer was literally in her ear directing her what to do. So, we're early tonight. Apologies, Sarah. No apologies necessary. Yeah, we have we have dinner plans tonight, so I had to do this early. But I was like, I have to talk about part 3. So we got to get going. Sarah Jane, with my same name, is the tell-all next week, or is that one-on-one part 4? So it's this whole one-on-one is the tell-all, and next week is the final installment, and then that's a wrap on season 19. Oh, the unedited 90-day. I don't know. I think that Erica, remember, she was the one that she was Australian, was dating Stephanie, the girl who sold her farts in a jar. That's like one of her bigger claims to fame. I think it came from her on accident. Like, she accidentally released it, and then I think it got taken off the internet. So I don't know where you can find that, but that was making the rounds, and it was really funny. Let me bring up. So Janelle, so they're talking about money. Mary's worried about getting Cody's wrath if she asks too many questions. And yeah, back in Vegas, they had a lot more conversations about money than they let on. And, nobody was happy with how the setup was going with Coyote Pass. And I guess they were told to eat shit and be happy. And that's what they did. Janelle confirms Cody would get angry when she would ask about the property. And Janelle says Cody always seems to come out ahead. Like, he thinks he's entitled to more. And Janelle is just dropping truth bombs. She is having mic drop after mic drop moment. She's saying that Cody is inherently selfish. Oh my goodness. And then she goes on that whole thing that I played in the beginning of this live, where she is like, hey, I'm not qualified or anything, so I'm not gonna like diagnose him as a narcissist, but like I consume pop culture. I could say that. So then we're talking to Cody about the money. And but before we talk to Cody, Christine confirms / reveals that Cody was always spending money on family assets, which is funny because we know that that's code for like cruise ship art and dolls. So that was hysterical to me. Cody tells Suki that there's no reason for anyone to think that he wasn't going to be fair. And Janelle and Mary Cody says, Janelle and Mary were both leaving me. And they were just wanting to get alimony from Cody. That's why there's this like brouhaha over the property. Suki rightfully points out, so another, props to Suki. She points out to him, like, they weren't legally married to you. They couldn't have gone off after alimony. And like, also insinuating that these women aren't dum-dums. Like, they knew that they couldn't do that. They just wanted this piece of property that they paid into. They wanted to hash that out and resolve it. But Cody makes it seem like doing something very basic, like dividing one marital asset, one piece of property. There are people that get way messier divorces and still somehow figure it out. He feels like this is them asking for something that they're not entitled to. And it's mind-boggling. Cody's thought process is truly mind-boggling. Janelle is a superhero. I agree. Oh, Southern Dawn. Cody, Robyn laid him down in her rose garden of trust. That was like the very last preview for the next tell-all. And I was like, this is gonna be a meme. If someone doesn't make it, I'll probably make it. But that is definitely gonna be a meme. I don't think we can repeat this enough. He is nuts. He's nuts. It can't be overstated, that's for sure. You guys, we have to take a moment of silence because Cody certainly took a moment of silence to let us know, look, there's been plenty of unfairness that has gone on that Robyn has had to eat shit about. Like, Suki, let me tell you about the first corporate paycheck Robyn didn't get a piece of, okay? And I was like, how? Because we know that all of the money that until people started leaving the family, all of the money that came in from the show, we've had kids confirm this, the wives themselves have confirmed this. All of the money went into a family bank account. And I don't know if they were set up as an LLC at the time, but it certainly went into a bank account that Cody had full authority over. And Robyn, with her no job and her 3 whole ass kids, comes into this family and gets a house paid for, rent paid for her house. So what are you talking about, Cody? That is a lie. I wish I had a buzzer. I need a soundboard like Emily D. Baker. So it could be like, wrong. Yeah. Yeah, Brown Family Entertainment LLC. Now it's like Dab Sark or whatever. Robyn owed the family over $30,000 when she came to the family. Why should she get a check? Thank you, Beatrice. This is a very good point. It's called paying a debt, Robyn. Yeah. Oh, and then Cody was trying to say that like Mary got her house and that when Robyn sold her house, Robyn's house went to pay off like other people's debts or something. And it's like, okay, but what about when Robyn bought her house? The way that these two will literally piss on your leg and tell you it's raining, it's like watching Hank Brennan. If you know, you know. He is the prosecutor doing the Karen Reed retrial, and he is like, Brennan logic matches Cody Brown logic. Okay. Let's jump through. Okay, so yeah, Robyn didn't get a slice of the first corporate paycheck. And then my next note was, can we all just agree that polygamy really creates a financial catastrophe? And then I said, I'd go so far as to say Janelle deserves all of the accolades because without her, these clowns would for sure have committed intentional or unintentional tax fraud. At least Cody. I think Mary would have like gotten herself like, I mean, obviously she had an accountant and I think Christine was smart enough to not commit tax fraud too, but for sure Cody and Robyn would be like, what? I can't. Cody would be taking like all 18 child tax credits and people would be like, what? And he'd be like, what? Like, I can't do that. Oh, man. Okie dokie. Oh, Mary reiterates that she paid for Leon's college. So I get where Mary was going with this. So all like Cody and Robyn, well, I think Cody was the only one actually like talking about it in this tell-up, but they wanted to make it seem like, okay, Mary got a nice house, even though like, you know, she only had the one kid. She got like an equally nice house in Vegas. She got like a nice rental in Flagstaff, which I'm sure that only she was paying for by the time they got to Vegas. I really feel like Mary, Janelle, and Christine all funded their households independently and still contributed to the family bank account in Flagstaff. my personal feeling on that, but it'll be interesting to see if that's actually true or not. But so where I understood where Mary was going with this was like when by the time it so like the whole thing for Cody was he was supposedly gonna pay for all of his kids to get cars, which I'm pretty sure Gwen and McKelty have both said, like, I don't like both of them were like, I don't think he paid for my car. So I don't know about that. Um, but he goes on and on all the time about paying for these kids' cars. And then he was saying, oh, and we paid for college out of the family bank account. Well, okay. At the time that Leon was going to college, Leon was looking at going to a private school that was a lot more, significantly more expensive than where I think Aspen and Logan both went to UNLV. So it was, and I'm not sure where Matt. I think McKelty was in community college for a bit. I'm not sure, but I know Aspen and Logan both graduated from UNLV. I'm pretty sure. So when it would have made sense to me if maybe the family went to Mary and said, okay, Leon can have like X amount of money for college from the family fund, but anything above and beyond that, you need to pay for yourself. And obviously, Mary would have been able to do it because she was definitely doing LuLaRoe at that time. But what Mary is saying is no, she was paying into the family bank account for all the other kids and she paid separately for Leon's college. So I get where Mary's coming from. His kids got used cars. He is driving a Mercedes convertible and has multiple SUVs and trucks at Robyn. Yeah. Like I definitely think that Logan got Janelle's like old car. Like was there even a payment still due on that car? Did you own it outright? So yeah, like giving your old car to your kids so you could get a new one, that's great if you can do it. I have no problem with that. But I don't think that that is a lot. It hits the same as like, I got my kid a car, or like when you're talking to your ex about taking mutual care of your children, that you should get some like high praise for gifting your used car to your kid. And I'm not saying that about Janelle, I'm saying that about Cody. Cody likes a stolen valor, what the moms actually are doing for their kids. Yeah, I don't believe Cody paid for shit either. I'm sure Mary paid in more than she ever saw coming out. 100%. 100%. Okie dokie. He gets a gold star. Sarah Jane, I just can't get over the fact that we had the exact same name. Same first. I don't know if Sarah Jane is your first name, but my middle name is Jane. So I'm Sarah Jane too. I think that I should just change my name to Sarah Jane TOO too. And then Cody is telling us sacred cows or sex and money were always supposed to be sacred cows, but I guess they're not anymore. And I guess we're just talking about everything. And I'm sitting here like, well, this is a tell-all. And none of you guys are married anymore. So why not? And again, that's the same criticism I have when he's at the end of this installment. He's like, I just wish Christine would just stop talking shit about me. And maybe this is a hot take, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, I don't know. I really don't think that in Christine's daily life that she talks shit about Cody nonstop. But when it's on the show at a tell-all about your marriage to Cody, she showed up to do her job. That's the way I'm viewing this. Angela, thank you so much. Is the item about Suki getting fired a hoax or is it for real? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see when I would assume if she wasn't going to come back that she probably would have mentioned that. I don't know, unless she's still like under contract with the network, like under some sort of like general contract where she could be hired to do like a different show or something. But I would think that if she knew she wasn't going to come back for Sister Wives, she might have said something, but I don't know. I have not seen anything from like a network or Suki herself say, "Hey, I'm not coming back." So I don't know. Okay. Robyn feels like there's a lot of rewriting of history going on. I just roll my eyes every time she opens her mouth. Um, then we get into this really sad part that I didn't feel like we super had to dive too deep into because we've already kind of beaten this dead horse a bunch. But Christine is talking about her sex life with Cody. She said max, they did it 5 times a year. They just used each other. It didn't mean anything. Cody says Christine was a good experience. They weren't a good match for true love, but he's glad he has his kids, which is like, are you? Because you don't have relationships with any of them. And he's glad he had the experience. But he is super glad that she has now found someone who is, quote, digging on her. And I don't know if Cody is a boomer or if he's Gen X, but that was such and I no shade to boomers. That was such like a dated reference, in my opinion. I'm like, did I just turn on Grease? Oh, this is a great point, you guys. The ones that were in the military had the military pay for their college. Yeah, that was Hunter, Garrison. And good thing Hunter had his college paid for because he went to the naval or did he go to the no, he went to the Air Force Academy. My bad. I almost said he went to the Naval Academy. Um so yeah, that's an excellent point. They got free college. So I thought Madison had a full ride before she dropped out. That could be. Angela, we don't claim the boomers. All right, you guys. Sadly he is Gen X, but a Delulu version stuck in his religious dogma. Cody talks at least a full generation older than he is. Yeah, maybe he doesn't even talk like a boomer. He talks like a like a Zoot Suit Riot kid or something. Oh. All right. Oh, and then we kind of dive into the PDA of it all. Cody Cody likes showing PDA with Robyn, but Robyn's shy and it's again like literally every time we cut to Robyn and like no one cares. I kind of feel bad, but she's not revealing anything. She's not even being truthful because what does um she is asked if Cody shows a bias towards her and she says no, she doesn't think so. So it's like I can't even take anything you say seriously because you won't even acknowledge something so basic. So basic. But there was this interesting revelation that, I'm sure the super sleuths on Reddit are going to try to figure out what this event was because Cody says the last time that he and Robyn showed PDA with the family, they got kicked out. And Suki was like, huh? And he was like, I'm not going there. It's a story that cannot be told. It was vitally detrimental, he said. And so Suki's like, well, was this recent? And he's like, I'm not going there. I can't even get my voice as low as he got for that. It was it's disturbing how much Robyn enjoyed saying that she gets the luggage rack. She gets the luggage rack because she just takes the luggage rack because she's a strong, independent woman that don't need no man, and she can just put her luggage on the rack. Okay, Robyn. Oh. Sandy baby. I felt like a lot of what Cody was saying was just made up. He comes up as a liar on the fly. Yeah, for sure. Lynn, you think this was Garrison's funeral that sealed their fate with the OGs? I wouldn't think that PDA in and of itself would have gotten them kicked out, but yeah, I don't know. Or maybe they were asked to leave and they thought, like, Cody and Robyn in their head think it's because we were just showing our true love, but really it was like, nah, it's because you guys did like X, Y, and Z other things. So who knows? But I thought it was interesting that it's definitely like something happened at a family event that they got kicked out. And I'm like, tell us everything, please. Man. And yeah, if it was about Garrison, I completely understand not bringing that up. But if it was about just how much everyone can't stand Cody and Robyn, I'm here to talk about that. So we cut to Mary packing up. We rewatch that scene where Cody and Nathan are moving her, and Robyn is not well. And she's like hysterically crying, like, sorry, I stole your man. Here's a junk journal. And it's like, thanks. Suki actually said that Mary was coming off as icy. And I was like, oh shit. And I think that, and again, haven't watched the Sarah Fraser interview yet, but I think that she said from something I read that that Mary was the most like assertive, or I don't know, maybe hard to get a read on or something. So when I watched her say that Mary was icy, I was like, oh, I wonder if, I don't know, maybe she doesn't like Mary. I don't know. This is my question, Wendy. After everything that they've done, why would PDA be the final straw? So I am pretty sure it's probably something happened at some event. They were asked to leave, and it has nothing to do with PDA, or maybe has something very little to do with PDA. And Cody and Robyn just think that they are, again, the Romeo and Juliet of polygamy, and that people just don't want to see them happy. People really do not care that much, bro. They care that their dad is an asshole and abandoned them. They don't care that he found a life partner that wasn't their mom. And that's where the disconnect is. Oh, man. And then we get into a little bit, and I think this is going to be in the next installment too, but we start talking about how much Cody cares about looks. Then we talk about the camping trip. Christine is saying how her and Janelle, this is why Christine doesn't like camping, because they were focused on feeding everyone, keeping everyone alive. They were up early, disheveled. They didn't care what they were looking like because they had shit to do. Meanwhile, cut to Robyn sitting there doing her makeup, doing her hair, doing her girl's hair. And Cody really like appreciated the effort that Robyn put in when Christine and Janelle were literally holding down the fort. So it was kind of like, are you fucking kidding me? And then we end with luggage rack gate. We bring up again the fact, and this really is a super telling just how Cody just doesn't think about other people. Like, he walks into a room. If there's one luggage rack, he's going to put his luggage on it. And he doesn't even think that, like, I'm with my family, whom someone else might want to put their luggage there. Maybe their luggage is heavier or more fragile or whatever. Um, but he doesn't even think about it. And you can tell when they're talking about it in this clip that he doesn't even understand why it's an issue. Like, so what if I did? Like, he's even trying to be like, well, we didn't have a luggage thing with me and Christine because we were driving in a car. And Suki's like, no, like when you got to a hotel, you used the luggage rack. So we relive that. And then we now know that David is like, girl, you take the luggage rack. I love that journey for you. And David's like, I put all my stuff in a trash bag anyway, so I don't care where I have to put it. I'm joking. But he wants to David wants to come off so opposite Cody that he'll say just about anything, right? And then Cody is like, yeah, like, I don't know. Christine just loves to talk about me and compare me to David. And that's so unhealthy for her. Like, Cody, if you sit here and armchair diagnose, I will lose my mind. And then Suki has to ask Robyn, like, where do you put your luggage, girl? And she's like, I just take it. I don't ask permission. I just take it. And it's like, you probably have a $19,000 suitcase. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Cody was like, girl, put that thing on the luggage rack. I don't know. Oh, but then we leave on kind of like maybe not a cliffhanger, but like and scene, because Suki is sitting with Christine and she goes, oh, I just got to tell you something. Robyn gets the luggage rack. And Christine is like, oh, next time on. I was like, oh shit. So that was part 3. I was deeply satisfied. Again, I know that this isn't like the Karen Reed trial that we're watching where like it's like, what is happening? Like, there's so much happening. But for what it is, I was happy with the line of questioning, lest we forget that was it not maybe not last season, but what was the tell-all where literally 2 parts of the installments were focused around this fictitious storyline that Cody was going to maybe get back together with Mary, and Christine derailed that. That literally didn't happen. That was never part of the show, yet we spent so much time in the tell-all talking about it. That was infuriating. At least we are getting some questions asked. Robyn was even watching some clips that I think made her highly uncomfortable. While I don't believe Cody or Robyn in a lot of answers that they were saying, at least they were answering some of the harder questions. So we are talking about finances on the show. And I think the finance talk is only going to get juicier next season when we start talking about the division of Coyote Pass. I think a lot more shit is going to come out about just how selfish Cody and Robyn were when it came to the family bank account. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Next time I see you guys in a live, I'll be back in my usual setup. But thank you guys for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Stay safe. Free Karen Reed and all that jazz. Have a good night. Bye.